Hi guys, it's Meredith with Let's Go Canine Training, and as you can see, it's raining. It's been raining all week. So because it's raining and I can't take a walk, I'm going to show you how to teach your dog to do the treadmill when you can't walk your dog outside because it's raining or perhaps it's snowing in the wintertime. So stay tuned. Hi guys, it's Meredith from Let's Go Canine Training, and I have Blue here. Blue is going to learn how to walk on the treadmill. So the first steps you want to do is just have him walk on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Good. Let's go. So just do this a couple times, get him used to the surface because the texture of it's kind of a little different than your regular roads and stuff. So as they're on it, then you're going to want to start at the low level of 0.5 miles per hour, and you're going to want to probably step here on the treadmill to kind of encourage them. Now, one thing you can do is you can just step here and hold the leash, or you can have the leash here in the middle and you can tie it. That way they're staying on, and then you can still kind of direction pressure on and off with the leash. Eventually you can tie it here to the side, and then I have this leash here to the side as well. Sorry, Blue, kind of smoochy. So those are things that you can start to do, and then you can start it. Another thing you can do to encourage them is you can kind of step over them as they're walking, just to kind of encourage them to do it. Another thing is you can stand here in the front, and you can either give them a piece of food as they're doing it, tell them good, and kind of getting them to kind of move in the groove. So I'm going to turn it on, and we'll see what she does. If she starts to fight, not a big deal. We're just going to push her through it. So she's going to kind of do this a little bit, and we're going to kind of get her used to it. So it's really, really slow, so it's kind of hard for them to get in the groove a little bit. So if they kind of fight you a little bit, they're kind of like trying to push off like this or go in the back, you can get them to, you can kind of just, put them in the direction, you can kind of give them a little pressure this way to keep up or back if they keep going ahead and they want to kind of step off of place, or off of the treadmill, sorry. Again, you can tie it to the sides if you like, or you can just hold the leash up first. So some dogs are going to fight you, and other dogs are going to do really good. So as you do this, you can start at the low level, then you can kind of pick up a little bit. So we'll go up to 1. And it's okay if they kind of stand here close to the side at first, but ultimately you want them like in the middle. So that's why I always recommend, once they get the hang of it, to have this leash tied to the side, and then have this additional leash right here tied to the side, and then they can be around her neck as well. It'll kind of keep her in the middle. You might have to mess with how tight and how long the leash is going to have to be. Each dog, of course, is going to be different, but other than that, this is kind of how you start it. Like I said, they fight, just kind of get a little pressure, tell them, and get them back on. Like I said, you can step over them to kind of get them in the groove. You can go in the front to kind of encourage them to use a little food if you need to. You can just kind of get them to start walking. And you can kind of hold the leash. You don't want to hold it tense the whole time, but if you need to give a little pressure just to kind of guide them to stay back on and not get off the treadmill. That's why I always stand up here at first, because it kind of keeps them in the groove of everything. Just keep walking instead of wanting to, push off, because some dogs will really fight. Now, if you have a really scared dog and really fight, you can kind of go really slow with this. Maybe just the first day getting them on and off. Take your time. You don't have to rush it, but always follow through, because even though they're going to fight, you don't want them to win by being like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. It's too much for you. Obviously, if they're overly stressing anything, you're too worried, you can kind of stop it. but you don't really want them to think, oh, well, I'm just going to get away with not doing it because I'm going to put up a fight. Most dogs usually get this pretty good. You have a little bit of fighter sometimes, but you know, you can always use 2 people if you want. One person standing here, kind of getting them, and the other person in the front, kind of encouraging them. You can always tell them good. So every time they're walking, you can say, good, good girl. Don't get them too overly excited. But this is kind of the basics of how to teach it. Just putting them on, tying your leash or holding your leash, encouraging them. You could even like start walking with them if you really want to get them kind of going. You can stand here in the front, but just kind of keep them encouraging and going. So if she's starting to get off, you can kind of come back here and guide her back to like the middle and get her going. Or if she keeps doing it, you can kind of go in the front here and encourage her to keep going. So that's how you kind of, one way to start the treadmill, just getting her to get on it, getting her to get in the flow of walking, pick the speed up a little bit. Other than that, that's basically how I started. Then you can kind of go up in speed. So if she's doing like really good, you can go up a little bit. So we'll go to 1.5 and see what she does. And as you can see, she's starting to pick the groove up. Like I said, if you want, you can reward her, tell her good, give her a piece of food. I don't have any right now in my hand, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to say good, good, good girl, and a neutral toe. Not overexcited, just neutral. Let her know she's doing a fantastic job. It's just like walking outside. It's just you're on a moving, surface. As you can see, here's Blue on the treadmill. She's doing fantastic. We've only been doing this for a couple minutes, maybe it's probably going on between, I would say, 5 and 6 minutes now. We're at a 1.5 mile per hour walk on the treadmill with her. She's doing fantastic. As you saw earlier in the video, she was struggling a lot, which is normal. Some of them are going to fight you. Some of them are just going to hop on the treadmill like it's like they've always been doing it and don't care. But as you can see, following through with it, not letting her do what she wants, just let her know, hey, relax, we're just walking. Because we started at a 0.5, then we went up to a 1, encourage her to walk a little bit more, and then we went up to 1.5, just getting her in the flow of walking. Being able to step away from her is really good. I went in front of the treadmill, kind of motivating her to keep walking, because she was kind of like, as you can see, she's kind of towards the side of the treadmill still, so she's not quite in the middle, which is okay for now, because it's just her first day. But she was like really trying to get off of it. Now, when I went into the front of the treadmill, it kind of encouraged her to keep walking, and then I was able to slowly, in those short minutes, step away from it as I'm doing now. I'm still standing by the treadmill out of camera. I'm right here. And she's still kind of keeping an eye on me. But the fact that she's able to just keep walking and not trying to like jump off is really good for her first day. Sometimes the dogs just have to get through that struggle, that fighting part, because they don't understand what it is that they're on quite yet. And then once they learn, okay, we're just walking, then they start kind of getting into the groove of, okay, this isn't so bad. We're just walking, just like a normal walk. It's just basically I'm walking on a treadmill. Now eventually you can get to the point where your dog doesn't have to have 2 leashes on the treadmill. I have hers kind of loose right now. Normally I have it a little tighter, but since she's doing really well, it's not a big deal for her. Eventually you get to the point where your dog can be leash free and just hop up on the treadmill, like my dog Skills does, the blue kitty that I have. He loves the treadmill. He didn't really struggle when I first did it. He just kind of picked it up pretty quickly. He loves it. I tell him to get on the treadmill, and I put it on his level, and he's just going. He loves it. He loves walking. Now, some dogs, enjoy like a little bit jog, so you can pick up the speed a little bit more for some dogs. Like they just enjoy being able to run on the treadmill. or running or walking really fast on the treadmill. Other dogs prefer a slower speed, which is fine, as long as when you tell them to, you're going to walk on the treadmill, they're going to stay on that treadmill. I'm not going to over push her right now. I'm just going to have her do it for a couple more minutes on the lower speed, but eventually I'll probably pick it up to 2.5 just to kind of see where she is. But as you can see, she's doing really, really well. This is just a great mental and physical exercise. It's great for if it's snowing, raining, really hot out, just bad weather conditions, or maybe it's dark out and now you're like, I don't really want to go out at night because it's too dark. I'm just going to put my dog on the treadmill, get some physical and mental energy out of her. It drains the dog a lot faster than just like a regular walk because they're really having to work through the steps of walking on a different surface versus just like a regular walk outside. I can also add in distractions of going to the front of the treadmill and bouncing a ball. Like my dogs are very ball driven, so it's a really good test, especially for Skittles because he loves that ball, and just him really controlling that impulse of not trying to get off or get the ball, just being able to really focus on just it moving is pretty much the whole goal. And like I said, she's doing fantastic, so stay tuned. Have a great day. Bye.